Hi, this is Carolyn, and we are on day 4 of So You Want to Write a Novel, a whole novel, a book. Now, there may be some barking in the background because my dogs are going berserk, so I'm just going to pre apologize for that and roll right through it. Today, you should be starting from about page 15. If you're only on page 1 and you're still with me, God love you. That's totally fine. However, just for pacing purposes, I'm assuming you're on about page 15. You're going to be writing 15 to 20. Today will be definitely the last day of the old life. You may be wanting to bring the opportunity on stage. During these 5 pages, you may want to foreshadow the opportunity. A dark limo pulling by. We can't see who's in it. We see a face in a crowd. Something just to indicate that the magician or love interest or whoever's going to present the opportunity is kind of waiting in the wings. Now, you don't have to do that. You can bring the opportunity in, crash, boom, bang. That, again, is your choice. Now, some of you are like, hells no, Carolyn. You told me I had 20 pages of old life, and I am going to write up to 19 and 7/8 of these pages as the old life. That is totally fine. You can do that too. I'm just saying that you might want to be thinking about the opportunity, and definitely this is your last day of old life writing. If you were like, still, I've got so much more to explain. No, you don't. Dear God, no. We don't need to know that the hero won a pie eating contest in the 10th grade. Even if that's important later, then you need to find an interesting way to do that, and you should have already done it in these pages rather than trying to cram it in now. I am telling you right now, if you go over 20 pages of the old life, you're just simply overwriting, and guess what? That's okay if that happens this book, but just know that we really don't know. We really don't need to know the things you think we need to know. We need to know the one word that would define our character. We need to get that hero. We need to relate to that hero. We need to be interested in that hero. We need to be rooting for that hero. We need to understand these pages that his old life sucked, and maybe why his old life sucked, and how he needs to improve it so that we are prepared for the opportunity and understand how the opportunity is going to help our hero. Because, of course, our drug enforcement agent kicking down doors and being super... He needs kids. He needs that lightness. He needs to have joy in his life. That's pretty obvious. Luke needs some adventure, for the love of God, right? Neo needs some adventure. They're both pretty downers to begin with. So that is your job in these pages. Your job in these pages is not to explain every single thing that's happened or why the hero is the way he is. And that if that's what you're writing, okay, fantastic. Good to know that you were interested in writing that. I am going to say the more dedicated and hardcore you are about the old life, it's going to be awesome because you're going to put up a fuss about leaving the old life, as is the hero. So you're going to do a really authentic job of that because you don't want to leave the old life if you're still there. Again, you may be introducing the opportunity. Maybe the magician comes on stage. Maybe the love interest comes on stage. You may at least spark the first conversation, like the girl at the door with the rabbit on her arm. He got told to follow the rabbit. The entire talk with Trinity, that really is an opportunity. I mean, it's foreshadowing the opportunity. The opportunity is on stage. It hasn't been presented yet. Not until Morpheus says, come with us. That is the opportunity. And then, of course, Neo rejects it. Be thinking about it. Maybe start foreshadowing. Maybe have the rabbit come on stage. Maybe have Trinity come on stage. And again, this is your story. So I'm just using these as archetypes that you can decide how you want your own personal story. Because I want your story to be unique to you. I want your heroes to be your heroes. I want your hero to have their problems, not my problems, not Star Wars problems. I want them to have their problems because that's your unique voice and how you're doing this. I'm just trying to give you... because I know this is a big place where most beginning writers grossly overwrite, really push this out. Sometimes the old life goes 40, 50 pages in. The turn of the act 1 to 2 doesn't happen until midway through, which is just a really not great book. So I'm just trying to make sure that this first effort on your novel is in the ballpark. And guess what? If you thought you wanted to write 20 more pages, just experiment and don't. Just bring the opportunity on. Have the opportunity crash into the hero's life. That's okay. You can do that. You don't have to write those other 15 to 20 pages of old life that you thought. And there's some important parts about that old life that didn't get on the page. There's a rewriting process. That's where you go and you realize what was important and what you wrote. And maybe some stuff you wrote wasn't as important as stuff you didn't put on the page, and you're going to go back and do it. And that's okay. You're going to make all kinds of seriously critical errors during the plotting and writing of this book. And I'm here to tell you that is normal. I want you to do that. We're going to get these errors out of the way, get them out of your system. So today, when you go to write these pages in preparation for the opportunity, prepping for the opportunity, laying the groundwork for the opportunity, you're going to be thinking opportunity today a lot. You're going to want to make sure that all of the things that are important about your hero are on the page, because we're about to leave the old life. Now, not to say that we can't talk about the old life, but we really don't want to do flashbacks. We really don't want to spend too much time reflecting back to these days. So try and get it on. If you didn't, guess what? We can fix that seriously. So don't sweat it. Just get ready for the opportunity. You should be writing page 15 through 20. Tomorrow, which is the last free module, will be about the opportunity. And then you can decide whether you want to continue on. I'm going to say if you don't continue on with me, which is totally fine, just continue on with somebody. Find somebody that works for you. If this module doesn't work, if these listening to me beforehand and getting told, and I know I rely on story structure and some people don't like that, that's fine. Just find somebody that you like and trust and can walk the walk as long as talk the talk to continue on. Okay, so today is day 4. You're going to write pages 15 through 20. You should either be wrapping up the new life and bringing the opportunity on board, or just finishing up the old life. If you really hardcore want those 20 full pages, that's totally fine. And again, you may have turned the opportunity, you may have put the opportunity on the page on page 15. That's okay. This is all a percentage game, and we don't have to be precisely to the page. Although, interestingly enough, most of the time when I look at the page number, when I'm doing something or something major happens, it is almost to the page number for me. But for you, this is your first time. It may not be. That is completely okay. Just be tonight when you go to bed, think about your opportunity and what is the most interesting way to present the opportunity, and how badly is your hero going to freak out, because those are going to be tomorrow's pages. Fantastic. This is day 4. Looking forward to spending day 5 with you tomorrow.